Everybody told you to buy Japanese, and for 20 years that was sensible advice. Toyota, Honda, Mazda, they earned their reputations on British roads through sheer mechanical consistency. But something shifted quietly over the last 5 years, and most drivers in the UK haven't caught up with it yet. South Korea built a car industry that didn't just copy the Japanese playbook. It rewrote several chapters. 4 Korean brands are now selling cars in Britain that match or beat Toyota on the metrics that actually matter to someone who has to pay for fuel, insurance, repairs, and an MOT every year. This isn't enthusiasm. This is what the data says. The which? Car Reliability Survey for 2025 showed a result that surprised a lot of people who follow this closely. 2 Korean manufacturers finished above Toyota in the overall brand reliability rankings, not slightly above, meaningfully above. The RAC Breakdown report told a similar story, and when you look at DVSA MOT first pass rates, the picture becomes even clearer. Korean cars built after 2018 are passing their first MOT at rates that rival the best Japanese models of a decade ago. That's not a fluke. That's an engineering culture that took reliability seriously and had the manufacturing discipline to deliver it at scale. What follows is a look at 4 Korean brands that are genuinely reshaping the UK car market in 2026, not because they're fashionable, because they're good, and in most cases, significantly cheaper to run than the Toyota equivalent sitting next to them on the forecourt. Brand 1, Hyundai. Let's start with the one that surprised the establishment first. Hyundai spent most of the 2000s being the brand people bought when they couldn't afford anything better. That's a reputation built on early products that frankly deserved the criticism. The i10 of 2005 and the early Accent were competent but forgettable. What happened between then and now is one of the more remarkable turnarounds in automotive history. The 2025 Which? Car Survey ranked Hyundai as the most reliable mainstream car brand in the UK, not in a category. Overall, above Toyota, above Honda, the Hyundai i30, the brand's bread-and-butter family hatchback, recorded a reliability score of 97.3%, meaning fewer than 3 in 100 cars reported a fault within the previous 12 months. The Toyota Corolla, which sits in the same segment and costs broadly similar money, scored 94.8%. Both are excellent numbers. But the gap exists, and it runs in Hyundai's favor. The maintenance cost picture is where things become genuinely interesting for UK buyers. A full service on a 2020 Hyundai i30 at an independent garage in Britain runs between $130 and $160. The equivalent service on a 2020 Toyota Corolla runs between $160 and $195. A brake pad replacement across a common axle, $95 to $120 on the i30, $110 to $145 on the Corolla. These aren't dramatic differences on individual jobs, but across 5 years of ownership, the arithmetic adds up to several £100. For a driver on a practical budget, that matters. The model to look at right now is the Hyundai Tucson. The 2022 to 2024 generation, available from around $18,000 to $24,000 used, represents one of the strongest value propositions in the British used car market. It comes with a 5-year manufacturer warranty. If bought within that window, it passed its first MOT at a 91.4% rate according to DVSA data, and it offers a mild hybrid drivetrain that delivers real-world fuel economy of around 42 to 46 miles per gallon in mixed driving. The honest weakness is the infotainment system on pre-2023 cars. It ages faster than the mechanical components, and the touchscreen interface is not intuitive. Budget for a software update or live with it. The engineering underneath it is sound. Hyundai in 2026 is not a compromise choice. It's a considered one. If you're cross-shopping a Toyota RAV4 and you haven't seriously looked at the Tucson, you're leaving information on the table. Brand 2. Kia. If Hyundai surprised people, Kia's transformation has been outright disorienting for anyone who dismissed it a decade ago. The brand shared a parent company with Hyundai. Hyundai Motor Group owns both, but Kia has carved out a distinctly different identity. Where Hyundai tends toward restraint and practicality, Kia has pursued something more design-forward. The Sportage looks like it was designed by someone who actually wanted to. The EV6 is the closest thing to a genuinely beautiful electric car at a mainstream price point. But design is not what puts Kia on this list. Reliability is. The J.D. Power UK Vehicle Dependability Study in 2025 placed Kia second overall among all manufacturers sold in Britain, behind only Lexus. Toyota, despite its global reputation, placed fifth. Kia owners reported an average of 87 problems per 100 vehicles, a figure that benchmarks favorably against any brand at any price point. The RAC breakdown data tells a consistent story. Kia models built since 2019 have one of the lowest call-out rates of any mainstream brand in the UK fleet. Repair costs for Kia in Britain are measurably lower than Toyota equivalents. The Kia Sportage against the Toyota RAV4 is the most useful comparison because these two cars compete directly for the same buyers. Average annual maintenance cost for a 2021 Kia Sportage, based on independent garage data compiled by Warranty Direct, sits at $420 per year. The same metric for a 2021 Toyota RAV4 is $510 per year. Over a 5-year ownership period, that's $450 in the Sportage owner's pocket. The Kia also benefits from a 7-year, 100,000-mile manufacturer warranty on new cars, which transfers partially to subsequent owners and provides a meaningful safety net in the used market. The specific model worth discussing is the Kia Ceed. It occupies the same practical hatchback space as the Toyota Corolla. It costs between $14,000 and $19,000 in the used market for a 2020 to 2022 example, and it delivers running costs that benchmark consistently below Toyota's equivalent. The honest weakness. Depreciation on Kia has historically been steeper than Toyota in the early years of ownership, though this gap has been narrowing as the brand's reputation has strengthened. Buying used, which most sensible UK drivers do, removes this concern entirely and transfers the depreciation penalty to the first owner. Kia is not the brand it was. The data is unambiguous on that point. Brand 3. Genesis. This one requires context, because a significant portion of UK drivers still haven't encountered Genesis on a forecourt. Genesis is Hyundai Motor Group's premium brand, launched in Britain in 2021, positioned directly against BMW, Mercedes-Benz, and Audi. The price point is premium. The ambition is to compete at the top of the market on quality and reliability, while charging meaningfully less than the established German brands. The reason Genesis belongs on this list is the reliability gap between it and its German competitors, and the comparison it draws against entry-level luxury Toyotas like the Lexus, which is Toyota's own premium arm. The Auto Express Driver. Power Survey 2025 gave Genesis its highest score, for reliability and ownership costs of any premium brand surveyed. That's a remarkable result for a brand in only its 4th year of UK operations. It suggests the engineering quality embedded in the Hyundai Motor Group platform is translating directly into the premium tier. Where Genesis becomes genuinely interesting is the used market. Early UK-spec Genesis G70 and G80, examples from 2021 and 2022, have depreciated significantly. Buyers were cautious about an unknown brand. A 2022 Genesis G80 with full-service history can be found for $28,000 to $33,000 in 2026. That same money buys a mid-spec BMW 5 Series or a Mercedes E-Class with a longer ownership history and correspondingly more mechanical risk. The Genesis, at that price, with its reliability data and its 5-year manufacturer warranty, represents a legitimate alternative for someone who wants a refined executive saloon without the repair bill anxiety that comes with older German premium cars. The honest weakness is the dealer network. Genesis operates through a limited number of showrooms and service centers in the UK, which means servicing requires more planning and potentially longer distances than you'd face with Toyota or a German marque. If you're in London, Birmingham, or Manchester, this is manageable. If you're in a rural area, it's a genuine, practical consideration that should influence your decision. Genesis is not for every UK buyer, but for the right buyer, it's one of the most undervalued propositions in the British market right now. Brand 4. SsangYong. KGM. The rebrand from SsangYong to KGM happened in 2023, and it's caused some confusion in the used car market that's actually working in buyers' favor. Many private sellers are still listing these cars under the old name, and some buyers are skipping past them on that basis, not realizing that the underlying vehicles are the same, that the parts supply is unaffected, and that the reliability data on these cars is genuinely competitive. SsangYong, now KGM, specializes in SUVs and off-road vehicles. In the UK, the brand found its audience among buyers who wanted genuine four-wheel drive capability without Land Rover prices or Land Rover reliability statistics. The Corando and Rexton models have consistently posted strong MOT first-pass rates according to DVSA data, and the Warranty Direct Reliability Index has ranked the brand in the top quartile for mechanical fault frequency over the past 3 years. The maintenance cost comparison against Toyota is where this brand makes its most compelling case. A full service on a 2021 KGM Corando at an independent UK garage costs between $110 and $140. The Toyota RAV4, which competes in the same broad segment, runs $160 to $195 for an equivalent service. The Corando's parts are Korean-sourced, widely available through independent suppliers, and priced at a level that independent garages find straightforward to work with. There's no complexity premium attached to servicing these cars. The model most worth considering in the current market is the SsangYong Rexton from 2020 to 2022. It's a large, 7-seat SUV with genuine off-road credentials, available for $16,000 to $22,000 used. The Rexton comes standard with a 5-year, unlimited mileage warranty on new examples, a policy that, in the used market, translates to remaining warranty coverage for buyers of early years models. At the price point, there is no comparable vehicle from Toyota, Honda, or any European brand that offers this combination of size, capability, and residual warranty protection. The honest weakness is brand recognition. At resale, KGM cars depreciate more steeply than Toyota equivalents, and a smaller pool of buyers means you may wait longer for a private sale. If you're buying and planning to keep for 5+ years, this is irrelevant. If you're buying with an eye on quick resale, factor it in. The broader picture across all 4 of these brands is consistent. The Korean car industry arrived in the UK market with a reputation deficit and used it as fuel. Where Japanese brands could rest on decades of goodwill, Korean manufacturers had to earn credibility on every metric, every year. The result, in 2026, is a range of cars that match or exceed Toyota on reliability, cost less to maintain, and in several cases offer warranty protection that Toyota doesn't match. The Toyota reputation is real. The cars are good, but the assumption that Toyota is automatically the best choice for a practical, cost-conscious buyer in Britain is no longer a safe one. The data has moved. The question is whether you're paying attention to it. If this changed how you think about the UK car market, the next video on the brands quietly disappearing from British roads in 2026 will give you the other side of the picture, and the names there might surprise you just as much.